appeal to you about birding?
I love the way they can enhance your day, from like whether it's just a walk, like you're walking the dog in the morning or walking to work, or you're actually going out to find a specific bird. It's a way to connect to nature, even if you're in downtown Toronto.
Yeah.
And you look up and you can see a red-tailed hawk, and it's just that connectedness. And then flip that, the for me, what's kind of become the best part is sharing it with other people.
Yeah.
Seeing how it can light up people for the first time when they don't realize, the bird that is in their backyard is actually a common bird. That's something exciting.
Yeah, yeah. Well, I'm from Toronto, and when I moved here to Magnetawan, sitting in my backyard, taking it all in, and I saw for the first time an actual blue jay.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh my God. And it really sparked something for me in terms of being really interested in the wildlife and the birds here in this region. And there's an incredible array of birds.
There is, and like you said, a blue jay, for example, that's a bird that's common almost all over Ontario, and sometimes we just need to slow down and actually take it in to realize they're around. You're not the first person who's told me that when they first saw a blue jay and noticed a blue jay, how it really did spark something inside them.
And I'm waiting for them to come back.
Any day now. I mean, the snow that we've got in the last week and a half has kind of tempered things, but
oh, I know, curses. Now, what is Birding in Muskoka Nature Takes Flight? What is the program all about?
So it's a mixture of outings over the course of 6 weeks. So we start actually on the this weekend coming up on the 12th of April, and we go right through till the 12th, 13th weekend of May. And what we're doing is we're focusing different locations throughout Muskoka that have different birds, because birds have wings. You might find one kilometer, and 7 kilometers away you wouldn't find that same species, because they are very habitat dependent. So we're going to take a look at kind of the different birds that we get in Muskoka, as well as we did gear it so that there's some stuff for everyone. Whether it's you're someone with limited mobility and you can't walk a far distance, we do have a few where we'll be at a park, more or less sitting in the same place, and just seeing what comes to us. To birding basics, we'll go and look at our common backyard birds and really get a grasp for the difference between a red-breasted nuthatch and a white-breasted nuthatch, or what a chickadee does and how it spends its day, to some more advanced level stuff where we'll be doing more exhaustive hikes, where the birds are not secondary, but we'll take in a bit more of Muskoka, and then we also will have those have some outings where we're looking at how many species can we see, not so much the actual bird watching, but another part of birding is just seeing how many species you can see in a time period, and that's something that, I don't know, a lot of us find exciting.
Do you have sort of a rough idea of how many different species of bird are common to this region?
So from a common standpoint, if we look at the year as a total, there's about 200 to 250 species we can assume we are going to see throughout a 365-day calendar year. Our current Muskoka list is somewhere just above 300 species.
Wow.
All time. But again, some of those birds are one-offs and rare birds. Now that's also another exciting thing about bird watching, is you just never know what you're going to see.
I bet. What's the coolest thing that you've seen?
The coolest thing, they're all cool. They're all cool.
Yeah, I bet.
When people ask my favorite bird, I always, I'll tell them something, and then immediately I have to take that back, because there's actually another bird that's cool.
Yeah.
In Muskoka, we have been fortunate to get some pretty exciting birds. We had an ivory gull, which is a bird from the Arctic that, maybe 40 have been seen throughout lower Canada, not in the Arctic Circle, and we had one in Bracebridge 5 years ago. So that's definitely the coolest bird I've seen, I think.
How did it get here?
They have wings. They have
Yeah,
wings.
I guess.
It's just a side, but in Newfoundland right now there is a Steller's sea eagle, which is a bird that normally lives in Japan, Russia, kind of that Asian peninsula there, and it is now been in Newfoundland for 2 years.
Wow.
No one's exactly sure how it got there, but birds have wings, and that's another thing that kind of draws me to them.
This is not just a great program for people who are interested in birds, but if you're just a nature lover, a photographer, if you just want to get out and get some exercise, I mean, this is fabulous.
Yeah, and from I like that you pointed that out, because the crazy thing, or the cool thing about people who are interested in nature and who generally come out on walks like this, is they all bring something to the table that no one else does. Whether it's leading down at Point Pelee National Park or in Algonquin Park or other things we've done in Muskoka, those small connections you make, especially with the internet, we're more connected than ever now. You never know who you're going to meet, who's in your backyard, who you could actually go out with on a weekly basis, or even once or twice a year. There's some friendships that can be made when you expose yourself to this stuff.
Yeah, for sure. That is very cool. We have such a rich ecosystem here. How can your average person help look after our bird friends in the Muskoka region?
First, start by actually just paying attention to what's in your backyard. It's knowing the bird species, and not just the bird species, but the small mammal species, the insect species that are in your backyard, and what they need to survive. Are you planting the right plants? Are you taking out the wrong plants? And just paying attention to your own backyard. And then from a farther step out, things like Huntsville Nature Club or the Muskoka Field Naturalists are great space to meet people who are like-minded, who are going to help support kind of you and whatever ideas that you might want to put forward. And then there's bigger organizations like Muskoka Conservancy, Georgian Bay Land Trust, who are kind of taking that next step to put aside land. In Muskoka especially, I think we're so surrounded by the outdoors that we forget that it still needs protected. We take it for granted in a sense. And then there's online tools. For me, kind of the coolest one is eBird, which is an app you can download to your phone, and it'll tell you what birds are in your area. Again,
cool
just another way to learn. And that's on our walks. We'll really focus a lot on how technology can actually enhance your outdoor experience. We spend so much time trying to disconnect, but I think through technology we can actually connect in a different way that can make it more enjoyable.
How do birds enrich your life?
You just never know what you're going to see. I always say to people, you don't know if you don't go. And that could be as simple as walking out into your backyard and seeing a chickadee fly down. And, they know you, especially the birds in your backyard. They know you. If you just get to know them a little bit more, it definitely can help you feel more connected. And I think that's something that definitely the younger generations feel that they're lacking a little bit. And I think that's the most important. And again, this is birds aside. If you're going out to look for birds, you're going to experience nature, regardless of what it is. And that it helps you decompress and get away from the 24/7 push from our society.
Yeah, I mean, who doesn't love going out in the morning and hearing the birds singing?
Right. There is something very natural or primal from just a morning outside or an evening outside.
Yeah, absolutely. Dale, this is fascinating. It sounds like a great program. I absolutely encourage everybody to take part in this. So thank you so much. Absolutely. Thank you so much for this.